Today we're going to make some pastry. Ethan's going to demonstrate how to wash your hands before you do any cooking or any baking. So you wet your hands, put a good amount of soap on your hands. There you go, Ethan. That's plenty, Ethan. Okay, Ethan probably overdid it there. 1 or 2 pumps is fine. Wash your hands thoroughly between your fingers, both sides of your hands, the tops and the bottoms, around your fingernails. It's my son Ethan, and today we are making Pop-Tarts, but we're doing homemade ones. I actually got the recipe from an awesome blog, 100 Days of Real Foods. We're using whole wheat flour, so it's 2 1/4 cups of whole wheat flour, 1 cup of butter, and so you just rub the butter in. I do it by hand. That's just the way I grew up doing it. You can also pop it in a food processor. And then once all the butter has been crumbled into the flour, we are going to add some ice cold water and make a pastry. Whoa! Okay, when you've crumbled the butter into the pastry, it's going to look like this in the bowl. And then you're going to get some water that's ice cold. And you're going to use this add it very slowly. So you're going to add a little, mix it up. I just do this. I just add a little bit at a time. Just going to mix it. And you're just going to keep adding and mixing until the dough forms a ball that will stick together. If you're using a food processor, you can just add the water directly into the food processor as you're running it. But I don't know, I'm kind of old school about doing it. It's the way my mom taught me, so we'll do it this way. So we're almost there. I'm going to add just enough water that it sticks. So I might have to add a few more drops, but I'm not going to add them unless I absolutely have to. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll try and do it with my hands the last little bit if it isn't quite sticking, if I feel like it's almost there and just not quite sticking. So, because too much water in your pastry will ruin it. Right, Ethan?
Right.
Okay, so there we go. Okay, for rolling out the pastry, you're going to get some of your whole wheat flour again, and you're going to knead it just a little bit so you get a nice smooth ball. Okay, when we're ready to roll it out, after you've got your nice ball dough, you're just going to put some flour above and below and flip it over a few times. You're going to roll it out into a square or a rectangle, nice and even. Make sure it's about no more than 1/4 inch thick in any spot. And if you still have some slight cracks in your pastry, don't worry about it. There are things that we can repair later. Okay, then you're going to trim away at the edge any of the uneven bits. You can save them because you can use them to patch up some spots on your pastries maybe that will need a little patch repair. And then what we're going to do is you're going to cut out as many rectangles as you can. And you'll put fruit on one side and you'll put the cover on top. Alright, what you're going to do is you're going to take the piece of pastry that's going to be the bottom part of your Pop-Tart, place that on some parchment paper that's already on a baking sheet. Have your oven preheating at this point. You should have your oven at 375. Start the preheating process. Okay, what you're going to do then is you're going to take about a tablespoon, I'm just using a dessert spoon, of jam, your favorite jam, and you're going to put that in the middle of the pastry. I have 3 kinds I'm going to use today, all homemade of course. We have strawberry, we have pear, and we have peach. What you can do is just take a little, put it in the middle, just kind of smush it. You want to leave the edges free of the jam, because that's where you're going to be sticking. You're going to use the water to stick the lid. Just going to go ahead and do like that. Alright, to bind the lid to the bottom, what you do is just get some water. I just have a little jug of water.
Is it warm or cold?
I'm using cold water. And I'm just using my fingers. You can use a brush. Just put a little water along the edge. And then take your lid. I'm just going to place that on the side. And you're going to stick it. You know, if one piece is a little longer, just kind of fold it over so that you get a good seal on it. Use a fork. You're going to just crimp the edges, so just kind of press the edges really gently.
Hold on, Mom.
Can you see that, Luke?
Can't see you doing it.
Okay, stand up. Stand up in the chair.
Okay, hold on.
That's fine. You can just stop it and restart it, Luke. We can edit it.
Okay.
Can you see?
Yep.
To get a little pattern, you can just use a fork. Just crimp the edge, like so, pressing down firmly. You make sure that you get a good seal, and it looks a little pretty. All right, so the very last step before you put it in the oven is take an egg that you've beaten up lightly, and what you're going to do is just brush a little layer of the beaten egg, onto your pastry. Just gives the top a little sheen and gives it a little flavor. And after this, you're going to pop it in the oven at 375 degrees for about 20 minutes.
Pop Tart is ready!
Okay, Luke, go for it.
Okay.
Moment of truth.
Oh, ow.
Here, Mom will do it.
No. Ow! Jeez, that's hot. Okay, maybe I should wait a little bit. Okay, we're ready this time. You're not gonna burn my mouth. Yes, it is.
It is what?
Good.
All right, on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
Oh, good.